Pristine oceans are fast becoming the Earth's biggest dumping sites. Environmentalists say plastic bags, pesticides, and other waste produced on land eventually end up in the ocean. The world's oceans are the planet's life support system. They produce 70% of oxygen and also absorb harmful carbon dioxide. Oceans are also an essential source of food for more than 1 billion people worldwide. The global beach cleanup will see 20 countries make a pledge to safeguard land and ecosystems.
The G20 working groups are meeting on the policy front, but policies make a difference only when each one of us make an effort. And today India is leading the efforts across the 20 G20 countries and our guest countries and our other partners across the world, and over about 30 beaches in India too, to demonstrate that it is possible. It is truly what we call the Jan Bhagidari effort, that is the people's effort in promoting conservation across the world.
The floods in KwaZulu-Natal last year also contributed to pollution of the city's rivers and the ocean. Plastic, raw sewage, and other debris threatened estuaries, ecosystems, and marine life. These mangroves, vital for absorbing carbon dioxide and important for climate change mitigation, were not spared. The area was littered with garbage. The city says it plans to work with other countries to look at ways to mitigate the effects of flood disasters.
The city took a huge knock. Our infrastructure in particular had lots of the sewage and sanitation systems compromised, and those are being repaired, but I think we need to do more. And what we're doing with our international partners, particularly most of the G20 countries, is looking at how we could share best practice and learn from other countries. How do you put in place mitigation strategies, but also how do you deal with the current crisis? We're sending teams out to Germany to look at how they have dealt with their water and sanitation challenges in flood conditions. So that's something we are doing. With the Indian government and through the G20, we really want to up our game to ensure that our environmental planning, our environmental management of the city is enhanced, because I think there's a lot of work to be done.
Experts warn that plastic will soon outnumber the fish in the ocean.
Those of us that are eating a lot of fish will be having microplastics. It's a concern globally. It's a science that we are still trying to track and monitor, and a lot of the fibers that we are seeing is clothing, comes from clothing, and nylon fibers are abundant in the ocean, and we know that the source of that are washing machines and industries that are the wastewater carrying all the soaps and fibers that have come out of clothing, and it carries it straight from the rivers into the ocean.
These young people say it's time for action.
The ocean provides us with oxygen, and we need the oxygen to live. And if there's litter all over the ocean and the surroundings, then there'll be no oxygen left for our future generations.
If I'm being honest, it's terrible what we've done to our earth. It's our home, and we did something. We wanted to make our lives easier, but in turn we made our planet horrible, dirty, and unsafe to live in.
More than 80% of all ocean plastic in the world emanates from countries in Asia. The Indian government says it has banned single-use plastic products, while South Africa only recycles less than 20% of the plastic produced. For SABC News, I'm Jade Paulser in Durban.